like the better team for the vast majority, was game one, and they lost it.
Yeah, that's the
but
point.
I just don't – I think that it is because they are the team with 2 of the games in their building. I think it's silly to say the series is over when I know they haven't been great at home so far this postseason.
3-5 at home.
Like, I'm not 3-0 down. I'm ready to say every series, every time I've said this, it's over. 3-1 down when the team up 3-1 is a historic juggernaut like Oklahoma City was a juggernaut this season. I'm ready to say it is officially over. This one is on life support, but I do not think the Knicks are dead because I don't think any of us would be shocked if they win Friday. And if they win Friday, then what? They're going to be they were 3-point under. Well, maybe,
Monday.
but they were like they were 3-point underdogs last night. They'll be small underdogs for a game 6. Like I don't think the series is done.
Well, look, it's definitely meow or never for Cat and crew. That was Dusty in my ear. He was yelling at me to say it. He said it like 4 times. Say it, Bruce, say it. Meow or never, Cat.
What's the question you were going to ask, KW?
Just can't say it. I want to see the Knicks play a normal game. Just a plain.
What do you mean?
A plain game where they're up by about 6 and the Pacers cut it to 2 and maybe they go down by 2, but they end up winning by 7
Like what
points.
the Thunder played in Game 4?
Yes.
Where you're up 6-8 throughout and just kind of.
And it's just normal, and then you come back and you're trying to analyze it. You're like, I don't know, that China just had control of the game. And I was like, well, that's just kind of a boring observation. But then I saw this quote from Kat, and it made me think I was smart. You get burned too many times if you put yourself in that position, Kat said to Chris Herring.
Needing to come back.
Coming back. We think coming into the fourth quarter that we're going to find that one trick again. We just didn't have that magic tonight. Do you feel, it made me think, Brew, tell me if you agree, that the Knicks are always kind of either waiting too long or think that they don't have it in them just to play a standard, conventional, normal win? That's all I want. Just a normal. It's almost like, again, I don't really like to do too much cross-sport stuff, but like when the Chiefs win.
I knew you were going to say that.
Okay, it's just like, they're kind of always just ahead, and it gets a little close, but they're always in control, and they just win. There's not these miracles. The Chiefs did it.
They aren't good enough to
Well, that's what I was
saying.
hoping.
OKC did it. Chiefs do it. Those are two.
It speaks to.
Look like great teams.
This is what you're talking about, I think, speaks to why they had such a bad record against the best teams in the league this year, was because they haven't shown the ability, even in the Celtics series, which they won, in 6 games, to play one of the best teams in the league. Play one of the best teams in the league, and for 48 minutes be like, the Knicks are better. Rather than they had this amazing turn of events.
Someone goes cold,
that's part of the problem when your 2 best players have trouble defensively.
And if you guys
are being hunted defensively, but you're great in the clutch.
Right.
And that's how they came back on Boston those times. But Indiana's great in the clutch too.
You joked when Bruce showed his graphic that said, and you said trade Brunson. That obviously is an impossibility. If you guys are right and this series is over, I do think there will be long discussions by the Knicks front office about, can we just bring this 5-man starting lineup back? I think that they will.
Feels like a hard ceiling.
Can I say what I think those discussions should be quickly? With Tibbs. And now it's tough because Tibbs has been.
Tibbs or
I was talking about I was talking about Cat most notably.
Well, I don't think, look, you'd love to get Giannis. I don't think that's happening. I don't think, right? So if that doesn't happen, what I think the Knicks need to do, they need to sit down with Tibbs. And he might not accept it. He's a great coach. It's been successful for him. But one, we have to go deeper on the bench. The dudes are worn out.
During the regular season?
Regular season, yes. And you, Shamit, DeLine, right, they've shown that they're pretty decent players. I mean, for bench guys. Okay. So you could have been playing them during the regular season.
And if you played them more in the regular season, would they be more ready?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the guys, your starters are fresher.
Sure.
But also, I've said this before, you can't do it in midst of a series. But they need to have a more egalitarian offense. Mikal Bridges can score.
Yeah.
OG Anunoby can score. All right? All 4 of their guys, including the top 2 scorers, can be 20-point scorers. I'm not saying they all average 20, but you should have an offense. You don't have to be Jalen Brunson-centric when you have that talent elsewhere. And I think it's more on Tibbs than Brunson, because Tibbs did this with Derrick Rose in Chicago, and there was a ceiling. Now, I get it, the Heat was great, but they would beat the Heat in the regular season. Mm-hmm. But in the playoffs, they couldn't. And Brunson, I don't think, has to play this way. He was there with Luka, and he could never be his full greatest self on the court with Luka, because Luka was balled. Yes, kind of. But I think he can play differently. He did it in college. He hasn't played that way his whole life. So that's what I would be looking at in the offseason. I'm not sure that this group in and of itself can't fight for a championship.
I'm not sure either. And listen,
if they play right.
As of yesterday, I was saying I think the Knicks are going to go to the finals. Now, I thought they were going to get clocked by Oklahoma City. So I am not trying to act like, oh, my God, you have to blow it up. What I am saying is, if the Knicks look at it and say, okay, like, we happen to draw, like, the only team we could have drawn that we would have been the series favorite in the conference finals, that we had home court advantage in the conference finals, that, you know, we didn't draw Cleveland. Boston, it was an odd series. You know, I thought they were going to win that series even if Tatum didn't get hurt, but I guess that's a little unknown. And it's like, man, is there going to be this ceiling if our two best players that we are going to try to build around are both targetable defensive players? Not just, it's one thing if it's like, okay, he's not a great defender. It's another thing if it's like, no, the other team is going to feel good every time they get one of those two guys in the action, because
we're scoring or getting you to foul us.
Right. And that's the other piece when Towns in particular has never shown the ability to just play mature enough to not get the dumb fouls, the frustration fouls.
Yesterday was holding Miles Turner's hand at one point. Like, dude.
And so, like, I do think that's a real conversation about Brunson and Cat, even if they both had these amazing years, the fit of them to try to win 4 rounds.
Can you make what trade is out there, obviously, that you can do, but it's something to look at.
So that's a noted Durant. We got to go.
Not for Cat. I wouldn't give up Cat for Durant.
Is Anthony Edwards out of the face of the league conversation? Charles Barkley seems to think so. It's next on FS1 and the Fox Sports Channel on Sirius XM.
I can't trade Cat for Durant.
I agree.